Coach, how do you counter, Toronto's ability to knock down deep threes? How do you approach that defensively in game two?
Yeah, big challenge for us. Some of those shots from Van Fleet were pretty deep, Michael. Our ability to get closer to him, kind of pick him up earlier in transition, hopefully will allow some of those threes to be addressed.
Greg Logan?
Jacque, I know that Crawford is the only one on the injury report, but did Karras tweet anything during the game, the late part of the game the other day, or is he just perfectly fine?
No, he's perfectly fine. Probably we played him 10 minutes straight. That's probably bad on the coach for doing that. But besides that, Jamal's the only one on the injury report.
Alex?
Hey, Jacque, kind of piggybacking off of Grady's question, because you guys just came from playing the Pacers and obviously Damian Lillard can also hit some deep threes. Is there any kind of carryover you can have from game plan as to how you try to address that with Lillard to guys like Lowry and Van Vliet, or two different teams, different players, different system, to where it's easier said than done?
Well, really, Alex, I think part of it is, historically and analytically, Van Fleet hasn't made those shots at the clip that he made them at. And so a little different with Lillard, and he's proven that he can do that time and time again from deep range. Overall, we think getting a little bit closer to Van Fleet early in the shot clock, higher up on the floor, will address some of those issues. If not, we'll have to make an adjustment. But overall, we feel our little tweaks should be in line with taking care of that.
Tom Dowd?
Hey, Jacque, do you also want to, going into game one, talked a little bit about they have a lot of different threats that can be the main guy. So when somebody like Van Vliet goes off in a game, you want to be careful about not overreacting that and opening yourself up to other things.
Without a doubt, Tom. You go into the game, you feel like you were playing pretty well against Siakam, who had been playing at an extremely high level. Kyle Lowry was 3 from 10 from three. You thought that was okay, but he got to the free throw line. So you are mixing and matching against this team. So we're not going to overreact. That's a great word and concept. We'll make sure that we make some adjustments. But there's some things that were really done well by our defense, especially in that third quarter.
Brian Lewis?
Hey, Jacque, how important is it with the way they switch and the way they collapse, when you get those open looks, really hit those threes, especially guys like Tyler and Garrett, who had bad shooting nights by any stretch?
Yeah, Brian, it's huge for us, partner. You take a look at some of the looks that we got earlier in the game. You make those shots, those guys are taking the ball out of bounds, out from the net. And so it's kind of twofold. We score and they're slower to get in transition. So it is imperative that we knock down the shots that we have available. Over 43s, if we can shoot 50, we'll shoot 50. But I love to make the majority of those tonight.
Greg Logan?
Following up on that, Jacque, was it just a case of missing those shots kind of put you in a funk early? Or what did you do to adjust in the middle? But from the second period through the third period, you had a 47-22 run. What did you do different in there or change up to get people going?
Yeah, I think it was a combination of things. It was the lineup that was on the floor. That was one. It was us making shots, two. And then the third part of it was us not turning the basketball over. And so, we had some early turnovers at the beginning of the game, which kind of spurred their transition. That's the key for us, Greg. If we can keep them out of transition, which we did in that third quarter during that stretch, we really feel confident that we can guard in the half court.